Hey, this is Jayneil. In this tutorial, you'll learn how to use this awesome design tool Framer and leverage that to give design recommendations to any product or service that you love. Let's get started. In this tutorial, I'm actually going to provide design feedback to the CoinTracker website, which is actually an amazing website for cryptocurrency. So when I go to their FAQ page, what I notice is that it's really text verbose and it's like just a lot of text just on the page, and it makes it really hard to find my specific FAQ. So now I'm going to redesign this FAQ page. First off, let's go to the Framer website and download the tool if you already don't have it. So this is the final version of how the redesigned FAQ page is going to look like. This is the design that I came up with. So now what I'm going to do is recreate all of this from scratch. So let's go ahead and create a new document. When you create a new document in Framer, you have the design and the code tab. For this tutorial, we're going to focus mostly on the design tab, but you can actually use the code tab to add interactions and animations to your prototype. Right here, your frame is like your artboard. You can group multiple frames together. For this tutorial, I'm actually going to design this for the web, 1920 by 1080. So this is my frame right here. I'm going to rename my frame to FAQ page. Also, let's go ahead and save our file. Go to File, Save, and then I'm going to save it on the desktop. I'm just going to call it CoinTracker FAQ redesign. So now our page is saved. Let's create the top section of our FAQ page. For this, we need a shape, a rectangle. In Framer, shapes are just SVGs, unlike the frames, which is used for more structuring. So here I want my top section to be probably about 500 in height, and there we go. Color, I'm probably going to select blue. So there, I have my rectangle here. As you can see over here, the rectangle shows up here. Next up, I am going to create the search bar. So I'm going to create a rectangle, probably have it around 1380 by maybe 130. So I'm going to just type in 1380 by 120. Kind of looks like a search bar. Also have it white in color. Now, as you can see here, the edges are not rounded. So what I can do is I can double click on the rectangle to go to the path mode and click on all the four corners. And then as soon as I do that, you can see here, I have the option to enter the radius. So I'm going to type in 9 pixels and boom, you can see that suddenly I have the search bar which has rounded corners now. So that's our search bar rectangle. Now I'm going to create the search icon for the search bar. So in shapes, I'm going to go and create a circle by using the oval. So I'm pressing shift, I'm going to create a circle, and I'm going to remove the fill, add stroke, make it black in color, width 3, and then I'm going to zoom in and create a path. And I'm going to click path and add it maybe somewhere here. And then this path, I'm also going to make the width 3 and color black. Then I'm going to join these two shapes. I'm going to click on join. There we go. Then I'm going to scale this down and possibly also rotate this. Again, scale it down. So there, I have moved the search icon to the search bar. Let's add content to our search bar. So zooming in, we're gonna add the search bar here and say search for answers. Click this, make it Avenir. There we go. Size 25. Zoom out a little bit and then position it properly. And then similarly, have a title at the top here, maybe something like answers and advice from the CoinTracker team. Make this 30 in size. Also make it white in color so it can stand out. And then finally have a link for us to go back to the CoinTracker page from this FAQ page. So again, let's select this, clone it by clicking on the option key, and oops, I want to make sure that you don't let go of the option key. Let it go, and then you can see the smart guide helps us align. And here I'm gonna say go to CoinTracker. So go to CoinTracker. Make this white in color. So there we go. There is our content for our search bar. Now I'm gonna design the FAQ cards. First, let's go ahead and change the background fill. Then I'm gonna create a rectangle the same width as my search bar. Width, I'm gonna use 360. A fill is gonna be white. And I'm gonna add drop shadow to help distinguish it. And just like before, since I want routed corners, I'm gonna select all the 4 corners and add a radius of 5 pixels. So this is the outline of how my FAQ card is going to look like. Let's go ahead and add content to our FAQ card. I'm gonna zoom in, and the first thing probably gonna do is add text and say getting started. Make this medium in weight. Bring it over in the middle and click option and clone it. Say easy steps to get started with CoinTracker. Make it a little bit different in color, probably something like this, and make it regular. There we go. And perhaps we also want to have an icon on the left side like this or an article, so we're just going to create a rectangle, something like this, maybe stroke but no fill. Fill is going to be something like this, and so I'm going to click on the rectangle and you can see the radius option. I'm going to put a radius of maybe 5 pixels, and then what I'm going to do is bring it up here and start adding paths to it. So here I have created 4 lines. I'm going to make sure that they are all left aligned, identical to each other, and sort of drag this in the middle, and this is what our icon is going to be like. Now, an amazing thing here we can do is add this all as a group. So what we do is we again use the frame concept and say add to frame, and we're going to call this the article icon. So that's another way for us to use frames. You probably want to fill this with the image of the person that wrote this article, so I'm going to choose, and here I have Chandan's photo. I'm going to click open, and you can see his image comes up. Looks great. Next up, I probably want to say how many articles are there in this collection. So 8 articles in this collection. Probably make the size go down to maybe 12. A lighter color, something along this line. Maybe have a little bit, black in color, and then probably say who wrote this, or written by Chandan, our CEO, and there we go. So this is a brief structure of how our FAQ card is going to look like. So now that we created one FAQ card, it's very easy for us to clone it. So before we can clone it, let's group all this together and add it to a frame. So what I'm going to do is right click on it and say add to frame and say card 1. So as you can see here, if I delete the entire card, it goes away, it comes back. It's very easy this way to clone it now. Let's go ahead and increase the height of the page, 600. You can see that our card moved down. Let's move it back up. And then we're just going to clone it. Click on option and click clone. See right there. So there we have it. We have redesigned the FAQ page for CoinTracker from scratch using Framer. I ended up sending my feedback to Chandan, who's the CEO of CoinTracker. And what's amazing is that I sent the feedback on May 14, and May 18, the CoinTracker team had already implemented the changes, and this is what their new FAQ page looks like. Isn't that amazing how fast startups move? Thank you for watching the tutorial, and don't forget to download Framer today and use it to improve the experience of your favorite product and services.